Okay, guys, welcome to your USD review for Sunday, April 6th, as well as Monday, April 7th. I have a lot to get to, so I'm going to get to it right away. First things, we're on a 6-hour chart. I want to point out a couple things to you guys before we move forward. This pink line right here is a macro bull flag. Let me see if I can actually show that to you today. Why not? Since we're here, I keep on bringing it up. So there's a lot to see right here, but essentially, this bull flag is something that we have been working in a range with, and then we broke down from it before testing it here a couple times and breaking back out from it. We flagged around it in February before taking off, and then we've been testing it in March before taking off from there on the first day of April, as you can see. So let's go back to 6 hours here, and I'm gonna open this up so it doesn't look as crazy. So that said, that's the macro bull flag. This yellow bull flag is what we consolidated around in March, which I was so bullish. The middle line is just the halfway, but this is the resistance, this is the support. You can see clearly, and if you look at my past videos, when we took off from this macro bull flag, resistance turned support because it's the top of the bull flag. We went directly straight and tagged this bull flag at the top and sold back down before going back up the 100 points and pushing through and setting new highs. Also, I want to mention this blue line right here, this aqua blue line. That's just this one trend line that I had seen was relevant from almost, I think, over a year and a half, 2 years, and it's had a lot of noise every time it's come around into price action. So I've been watching that. You can see we consolidated around it before breaking down and trapping people below the bull flag from the macro level before selling through once and then finally pushing off of that before the new highs. As you can see, we came back down to test it twice today. One of the reasons why I was very confident in taking some of the trades I did today. So let's get down to 45 minutes and start breaking down the action and what I traded and how I traded it today. So first thing I want to point out is I usually do my levels 4 to 6 p.m. When the market closes, as well as right before Sunday open. So we opened on the Sunday with the gap down, which was ideal setup. If you watch my last video, we always want selling to set up more longs and give us better chances to get more points. Most people anticipated that this blue level, if they have it, or if they know about it, if not, I know about it, would get tagged exact or dip and recover below, and neither happened, which is very common. When there's a level that is very important, price will usually get close to it, but not quite exactly get touch it, just because they know that people are looking to go long there. So big money always wants to do the least amount it can to let others get on board. So that's why you have to pay attention. So although I did not get it for now, it's something I'm still working on. When there isn't a setup that pertains to my usual setups, I want to go to a 15-minute and then a 5-minute here, just for educational purposes on how you would go long when you know that a level is strong and you don't get a dip in recovery or a direct tag. I want you to notice how we sell down to the area, and a level has a zone. So let's say 3-4 points above, 3-4 points below, even 5 points above and below. So this level is about 875. So when you have a level like that, you can look at it like something like this is an area that you could consider as the potential place for price to come before it bounces. We didn't even quite get there, but if you notice, we started slowing down when we got close to it. We popped a little bit for like 5 points, popped a little higher and sold back down, and then we popped again. So if you see this happening and you feel like you're okay taking a long here and giving this some space, let's say 15-20 points, so you're looking at somewhere around like this lower level, that's definitely a long if you want to do that. We just sold down over 70 points, so price is going to bounce somewhere usually. So that's how you would have approached it. You don't really want to look at the 5-minute, but if you're watching the action live and you're seeing it pop and come back down, pop and come back down, you can start to think that, okay, this level might be respecting from above. I might not get a chance to directly long it. So let me go ahead and see if I can just enter a position and maybe enter more as we get up higher. Technically speaking, it would have been a dip in recovery of this level right here, and that would have been a valid entry. Moving forward, price pretty much shot up, hit this level a little bit, and then just pushed up. Respected this minor level, pretty much pushed through this level and almost got up here. Not quite exact. I was just watching a lot of this. I didn't see any setup that excited me. There was a failed breakdown here, but with such volatility in the market, I was okay just sitting on my hands and letting the market settle in a little bit before taking a long potentially. Coming back, you can see how we broke out from this area as well as a failed breakdown. Entry was right around here, and we backtested that around 10:30, 11. Not the ideal time that I like to take trades, but this would have been a good entry for a second entry to get in. That clearly worked out great, and you can see we went up to about almost the macro level above. Didn't quite tag it, but we did tag this exact, and then we sold back down. So I woke up around 5:36, and I saw that we were setting up. We had a dip in recovery as well as a failed breakdown right here of this level. You can see bounce for a good amount from 970 up to 10 almost, so it's like 30-40 points, and then we lost that low and recovered it. That would have been a good setup. However, I didn't love that this didn't hit the major level below, so I was willing to wait for potentially a better setup, and we got that a little later. So here we lost this low, and I was looking for a failed breakdown of this low. We pushed through at 7:30 a little above and came back down, and then we started pushing back up at 7:45. Perfect setup. I went long. I caught about 10 points right here, sold most of my position, a little bit more up here. The rest I held on to before it got stomped out somewhere around 10:45 when we lost this low. Then afterwards, just some stuff. Okay, excuse me. Here we go. Afterwards, I was looking for a failed breakdown of this low right here. We lost that low at 10:45. Came all the way down, tagged this minor level, almost tagged that blue trend line, and we started pushing back up. Since we tagged it once and sold, when we started going back above, I went long right around here. It's like 925. Took some profits above around 934, 935 for 8-9 points, and then we eventually lost that. However, I was okay with that because it was a good trade. I was anticipating two things after this, and I texted my mentoree around 11:30 that either we will get a proper failed breakdown of this with some actual force, or we'll get a failed breakdown of this low from the Sunday open. So as you can see, after that failed breakdown worked for a one level to level move, we were just consolidating below this green line, which I was considering the trigger for this failed breakdown. You can see right there, and we pushed through again at 12:15. This would have been a fine entry if you wanted to. You would have dealt with some drawdown, but the trade would not have been invalidated unless it got below this. But after we sold, then we start pushing up, and that trade worked out perfectly. Now we are trying to reclaim this level. That will be part of the setups for tonight into tomorrow. The next setup you could consider is probably a failed breakdown of this cluster of lows as well as a Sunday open. Those are some of the best setups. If we can get tag this blue level and then recover this, that would be ideal for a nice long. So let's see what we can do. Hope that helps, and have a great day.